this afternoon. Excited to be here. Grant, what's up?
It's Dade County Parks time. It's parks, parks, parks. Most people in Miami don't understand. If you have a kid that likes water or likes canoeing or they don't realize there's baseball fields. And people that has baseball fields or softball fields, soccer, don't realize Dade County Parks has so much going on. And pretty exciting that you're the host, and life's changes every day. I love it. All right. There's a bunch of camps happening right now. Am I correct?
You're absolutely right.
I mean, I say it holiday camps, right?
So it's winter camps.
Oh, winter.
And
sorry.
Miami-Dade Parks has a camp for that.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We've got camps for children that are interested not only in sports and nature-based programs. We have golf camps.
Oh, I like that, nature-based.
Yes.
I like that.
And Miami EcoAdventures offers great opportunities. Now, this year, we are offering a virtual winter camp. So we want to make sure that you could either come to some of the nature centers that are offering winter camp. But for those that want to stay safe at home, we have a virtual camp for you. And it is called Camp Hummingbird, ages 8 to 12. Virtual camp. They're going to explore their backyard. They're going to explore their home.
Wait. So I go out, I'll learn everything in my backyard.
Correct. So what you're going to do is you're going to meet our naturalist from Costello Hammock Park.
What's a naturalist?
A naturalist is an expert in the natural resources, from plants to animals to habitats. They're the people you want to go to when you want to find out what snake is that in your backyard, or when you see a bird out in flight.
Well, example, my brother was telling you before we started that he found a snake in his backyard. What should you do with it? But we won't get into that now.
Okay.
So let's talk about these camps.
Okay, let's talk about, virtual camp. I want to share that because that's new through Miami EcoAdventures. And Hummingbird Camp is from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now, parents, if you need time to go out to do holiday shopping and you want the kids to stay at home, be safe, get them into this virtual winter camp. It's really exciting. It's $64, and winter camp is going on. I have my cheat sheet right here because I want to make sure parents get the date correctly.
You have to have a cheat sheet. You went to Southwest High, so I know you have a cheat sheet.
Oh, because we want to make sure we're on point.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
All right. So, parents, virtual camp is taking place December 21st through December 31st. No camps during Christmas, no camps during New Year's. Now, this virtual camp taking place through Costello Hammock Park. As I mentioned, they're going to explore their backyard.
Where is that park located?
So that park really serves the communities of Homestead and the Redland area.
That park is centered between two national parks. Am I correct?
Absolutely. Biscayne and Everglades.
Most people keep forgetting that Miami, Dade County is a pretty incredible place.
And Grant, I love it that you remind us, because that's so unique to this South Florida region. It really is. So I do want to mention the virtual camp once again. They're going to explore their home, their backyards. Now, let's say you don't have a backyard. This camp is going to allow the kids through virtual to really realize what it's like to be eco-friendly, a consumer. So parents, if you need to do those last minute holiday purchasing, whether it's online, let your kids come online with us for virtual camp with Camp Hummingbird with Miami EcoAdventures.
If you're shopping, I wear a large, extra large, 34, 35 waist. If anybody's trying to give me pants or shirt, and I got an extra large hat.
I hope Santa's listening.
Yes, he is.
All right. Excellent. So we also offer in-person safe camps at our nature centers as well. So number one, we have Camp Black Bear at A.D. Barnes Park. And
why is it called Black Bear?
Well, that area there is really focused on wildlife. In fact, A.D. Barnes is one of the great birding trails through Audubon.
How many acres is that park?
So that acre together with the general park is about 64 acres.
Well, I mean, there's two different parks?
So within A.D. Barnes Park, you have the pool. You have our therapeutic recreation and inclusion team as well.
Right.
And then you have the nature center. So in one park, you get to experience the aquatic team, the park team, the nature team, and the disability services team.
At that park, because you drive down on Bird Road and you look over, there seems like there's not parking, but there's parking, right?
There is. You have to
off
turn
the railroad track
off the 72nd Ave. 72nd
Okay, and
Ave.
then you go back into the park.
Yep. If you go right, you'll see the beautiful
left,
pavilion
event.
and the aquatics. Now, if you want to visit the nature center, you're going to take a left.
Gotcha. Okay. So when is that camp?
So we've got 2 in-person camps. Now, I do want to mention they are limited.
Well, let's find
during
Tommy.
this time.
Can you get a little webpage? www. What is the webpage?
Miami-Dade. Well, it's actually, let's do miamidade.gov/parks. And there is a section there.
Okay, good.
For all of our winter
Tommy,
camps.
our producer.
So with that, our in-person camps at A.D. Barnes Park and Camp Manatee at Arch Creek.
Where's Arch Creek?
So Arch Creek
I know where it is, but not everybody else does.
North Miami.
What's the history about Arch Creek? Come on, give me some
So
history.
the interesting part about Arch Creek is the history of that community.
Tell me about it.
And archaeology. Do you know that they actually have a dig that families could come by, meet a naturalist, and actually participate in an archaeology dig?
But how old is that park?
It's one of the oldest parks in our system. It's not a heritage park, but it has a lot of the historical elements.
It is well used. I know that.
It is very well used. I mean, it has a beautiful new pavilion.
What street is that? 125 now?
Yes, I believe it's 125.
It's not bad, huh?
Yep.
Little pea brain.
God,
Okay.
You're great. So I do want to mention our in-person camps because I think this is really important. Grant.
Hold on. Can you get us the questions on the side? Yes, we are live. Somebody just asked. We are live, Frank. And he wants to know if we speak Spanish. We speak all languages. English, Spanish, Creole.
Lo que necesito un poco de práctica en español, pero si puedo, lo traduzco, pero no lo voy a garantizar.
And French?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
French fries.
But thank you, Frank, for watching. All right, continue.
All right. So in-person camps, I think this is really important. A safe, fun environment for winter camp. So how is Miami-Dade County camps keeping your kids safe when they come to our nature-based camp? Well, we have drive up, check in, and pick up.
In the drive-in, they check temperatures.
We check temperatures. We also do screening questions as well every day. And in additional to that as well is we have limited capacity. So this is a very popular camp, but we have limited spaces to ensure that our nature center has the capacity to keep the children safe. Also, facial masks are required. Social distancing is always in practice. And third of all, we have disinfecting schedules happening throughout the day. So your kids they're going to explore the outdoors. The majority of the nature-based camps happens outdoors, which is wonderful.
This is during the winter camp. This is
winter camp, December 21st through December 31st. So
those are exciting.
Oh, it absolutely is. And by the way, it's migratory bird season.
Ooh.
So migratory bird season.
Does that mean all those crazy birds flying up there?
I wouldn't call them crazy because they know what they're doing. They left the cold and are traveling south. So
we'd rather have the birds come down. We don't want those other people come down. We'll take the birds.
Hey, I'll take the snowbirds. We have great RV camps with Miami-Dade Parks. We've got something for everybody. We'll take them.
Okay, speak about RV.
Yes.
I know you have one at Penny.
The Larry and Penny Thompson Park.
How many RVs does it take up to you, Joe? A lot.
A lot. And I want to say it's a full service RV park.
And I didn't know until you told me there's a lake there.
There's a beautiful beach lake there. You can swim. It's open on the weekends.
Fishing?
No fishing. Swimming. It's open on the weekends. It is a beautiful site. There's lifeguards on duty as well. And as far as Larry and Penny RV site, it is fully serviced. There's amenities there. Again, limited capacity for the safety of those who make home away from home at Miami-Dade Parks with our RV campsites.
You know, I used to think it was funny. Who would ride a Winnebago? Who would live in a Winnebago? And now I'm at this age, and a lot of my friends are going, "Oh, we're leaving for 4 months. We're in a Winnebago." Oh, wow, that's impressive.
Peace out, and what a way to travel from park to park. I mean,
Dave Washer and Jamie Washer, I know you're watching. You're one of those people in the Winnebago who's totally impressed me. Really, Jamie for tolerating Dave, but it's like people would love it.
It's your home away from home while you travel and explore. It's a beautiful way. Same thing with small homes as well, right? So you'll have, if you do have an RV, please check out Larry and Penny Thompson Park, especially during this winter time, because they have a great natural resource preserved there as well. And guess what? They're adjacent to Zoo Miami. So your alarm clock is going to be the howling of the lions and the
Okay,
whooping of the
back
gibbons.
of the property, right?
Absolutely.
You're not
Yep.
adjacent, but the properties you can't go.
They're back to back. You don't have access from one park to the next, right?
But you can hear the animals.
Exactly, right? The zoo is off of the Turnpike exit 16, and then Larry and Penny is right off of exit 15 from the Turnpike.
But they're back to back.
Back to back. So let's get back to these winter camps, because we got a camp for you and all the kids
out there. You don't have
out
adult camps, do you?
You know, that would be a great idea at Camp OB, Camp Ossenbauer. Have you heard about that campground?
It used to be a sleepaway camp.
You just gave me an adulting camp.
No, but I used to.
Who's in? Those listeners out there who wants to go ahead and do an adulting camp out there?
But as a kid, I went there. I don't know, Camp Wassenaar down in Homestead, kind of.
Correct.
It was there used to be barracks there. They used to sleep over there.
They
were talking about in the 60s.
Well, right now, we know it as Camp OB, Camp Ossenbauer. Now they have a mess hall. They have cabins with bunk beds there. They're currently doing tent camping at that site as well. So if you're looking for a family reunion, a holiday stay away from home, their
you want to get away from your spouse.
I know, but it's a camp. It's a camp.
Oh,
we got it. But it's a great. They also have an outdoor archery range there as well. So if you're looking for something different for a retreat,
if I just wanted to go there, can I walk in the camp and pay for archery?
So it's an open park, but for those activities, you do have to have reservations.
Yeah, but
Camp
I'm saying,
OB.
Yeah, you don't have. Do you have to stay at the camp to do archery?
No, but you do have to call in advance for the archery.
Wow, that must be fun.
It's amazing. It is a camp. It's a campsite.
I remember as archery, I'd always skin my arm up, right? The inside of your arm.
Oh, that's a memory we give a lot of our participants.
Right, exactly.
So let's head back, because the other thing I want to share, aside from EcoAdventures nature-based camp, we also have in-person general camps at a park near you. We have several camps that are open for the winter, December 21st through December 31st. These camps are 100 and I take that back. The general camps for winter at a park near you actually are for kids ages 6 to 14, and they participate in activities like fitness, sports, arts, craft, games at a park near you. You have to go online and register through our park link.
Okay, these parks are all from Florida City up to almost Aventura.
We cover pretty much Miami-Dade County.
Now you have some specialty camps. You have a zoo camp. You have a daring camp.
We do. We also have other specialty camps. Daring offers those. You mentioned as well the zoo winter camp as well. So very important. I just want to make a quick reminder. We just launched our Park Link registration system. So parents, create an account, add your children, and register today for winter camp. But we are also getting ready for our spring camp and our summer camp. And when school is out, you always have our teacher planning day 1 camps. Miami-Dade Park has a camp for you.
So there's 1-day camps when there's school out?
Correct. So when there's teacher planning days, you could either go to a nature-based camp, or you could also go to the general camps that are happening at a park near your community.
Wait. So the local parks, if you live in the South, they'll have a 1-day camp for. Wow.
Absolutely.
To relieve the parents.
Absolutely. And gives them an opportunity to socialize safely, because the Parks Department does have great guidelines for the new normal with Miami-Dade County, keeping our community and our kids safe in parks. All
right. So how do we volunteer? If I want to be a volunteer, how do we do that?
So we just launched our EcoAdventures Eco Action Day this past weekend. And through our Eco Action Days, you help, not only to beautify parks, but you get to learn with our naturalists. This past Saturday at Crandon Park, we did what's called a citizen science. We cleaned the beach. We then brought all the debris up to the shoreline, divided the marine debris to see what's really hitting the shorelines. And let me tell you, the top 2 items are plastic bottle tops and straws.
Well, you go to I don't know now, but last year, you go to a football game, they don't let you have the top. And they stop the straws. I know you can't control that when the people on the boats. How many I say kids, how many volunteers did you have for that little Crandon Park?
Well, for that Crandon, because of COVID right now, we do have limited capacity. But when things get back to normal, we could host between 50 to 100 volunteers.
I think, I'm not a boater, but when I see when you go to some certain areas, you go, wow. I look at the canals, how backed up they were with trash and people.
Yeah, the debris out there. That's why we always encourage, bring a trash bag along, and while you're enjoying the beautiful waterways and green spaces, pick up some of that debris. Sometimes it's by accident. I mean, I can't blame boaters, because a lot of them are very, very responsible boaters. But when you have items on your boat that the wind picks up, it accidentally gets into our waterways. So if you're out there paddling and you do get an opportunity, make that part of your experience. Give back and clean up the greenways and waterways.
If children, I can't say my kids are grown, but if they could get community service.
We do. We also offer academic volunteer hours as well. And now through our new park link, all volunteers must register through this park link, because they're able to track your hours, and we're able to also provide that for those high schoolers that need to complete those hours.
You know, more important that they you know, I think it gets crazy. The high schools, you need to have these hours to graduate. You got to volunteer somewhere, but doing that stuff, it's really not about getting those hours. You go, wow, it gets you back to reality. It gets you understand how important it is to kind of keep our waterways, our parks clean. And I think it's more important to do that than to get the hours, just to see what's going on in our world.
You know, just being out there and volunteering. Number one, you're getting to know your community. Number two, you're giving back. I knew he was going to start singing.
Oh, sorry, get all emotional.
But it's important that, you know, we understand our impacts, what we do at home, and how it affects the environment. And volunteering and seeing the effects hopefully will make these volunteers understand that they need to be eco-friendly as a consumer and their actions, right? So come volunteer with us. Miami EcoAdventures with Eco Action Days. Each nature center has a specific Eco Action Day, which happens on Saturdays. So check that out with MiamiEcoAdventures.com. If you want to volunteer, our nature center schedules are out there. So come volunteer with us.
You know, there's playgrounds. Some parks have certain playgrounds. Are all the playgrounds the same?
So I love this topic of playgrounds, because guess what? Miami-Dade County has created, and I don't say created, but have implemented and have received awards, recognition on their nature-based playgrounds. Amelia Earhart used to be the Tom Sawyer playground. Well, if you go out there now, there is no structure for shade covering. We're using trees. The play elements, the slide, in order to get to the slide, you have to walk on tree trunks. So it's allowing the kids to play with these nature-based elements. A new one that just came up, and a lot of people don't realize it's there, Camp Maracumbe. That is one of our newest. That is right off of Miami Airport. Right
west.
It used to be where Pedro Pan happened.
I was just going to wait. I was waiting for you.
I knew you're a history buff, but I got you. So Pedro Pan, that is a beautiful site.
But to get there, it's on the north side of Miami Airport, correct?
Correct.
So you gotta get 137th Avenue out there. So you go past I call it the Peter Pan place, and then you take a right.
And you take an immediate right. And as soon as you enter the park, you're going to see that beautiful nature-based playground. It is just spectacular. We've got several of them. Reynolds Park also has a nature-based up north, right in the borderline of the Miami Gardens area.
No, next to Aventura.
Is it Aventura?
Aventura. Well, can you Google Reynolds Park?
Oh, I think we got a challenge.
No, I think it's on the causeway near.
So it's
Aventura, North Miami Beach.
Near North Miami.
Yeah. Okay. And it's on the west side. On the east side, but it's a great park.
It is a beautiful park.
And you have a little boat dock there too, right?
We do. We have East Reynolds that also has a launch site there as well. So enjoy that. You have East Reynolds.
Not big boats, little boats, right?
Right. Mostly for paddle.
Right.
And then across the way, you have Camp Reynolds, which is another campsite that has little log cabins. So if you're interested on a family retreat or a corporate team building.
You can't sleep there.
You can. They're little cabins. There's about 13 little cabins with bunk beds. I told you we've got something for everybody at Miami-Dade Parks.
That's in the north end, and you got all the way down to OB. You call it OB, or what do you call the
Camp OB?
OB.
Camp Ausbauer.
Yes, it's all over Dade County. All right, so with COVID, everybody's a little panicked. You're still offering the adventures? Are you?
We are. All of our
EcoAdventures
are under very strict COVID guidelines. So the three main things: facial coverings are required. Number two, social distancing. And if you're having any strenuous activities, if the kayaking is getting difficult, all of our kayaks are also based on same household. If we have tandem kayaks, but we also have the opportunity for our guests to be on a single kayak as well. So we have activity guidelines ensuring that safe distancing does happen during our EcoAdventure programming. And then sanitation. We have regular sanitation schedules for the equipment, for the facilities as well. And this is true, Grant, for all of our parks as well. All of our parks, we do require facial covering. Of course, if you're doing strenuous activity, we do ask you, if you need a break from that facial cover, that you extend the distance between others.
And I do that. I was somewhere today, and I was talking, and I couldn't breathe. You know, it's like the mask. So I backed up almost 8 feet. That person kept the mask so I could breathe for a second.
Yeah, and that's important. I mean, we understand that you go out to do your strenuous activities, to get fit, to run. But if you do have to be around others and not wear a mask because you're taking that quick break, please extend your distance among others. And then when you've cooled down, place that mask back on while you're heading home back to your car.
Speak about COVID. It's getting close. The vaccines are out. In a couple months, you know, we're going to slowly get back to almost the new norm. So we got to be very patient. Do you offer night programs?
We do. Miami EcoAdventures and other park programs like Daring in the Zoo are also offering great night
zoo
programs.
Just had you could pay and go the night.
The Zoo Lights. Zoo Lights, and the zoo staff has done a phenomenal job putting that event together for years. Miami EcoAdventures gives you nature-based activities, campfire.
Where?
We've got them at all nature centers, where you could come out for a night. You could bring your marshmallows. You could even bring hot dogs on a stick and come enjoy this beautiful weather.
I go to Arbetters. Sorry, Dave. I would not cook them on a stick. I go to Arbetters. But maybe there's nothing better. You put it on a wooden, as a kid, put it on a stick.
Yes, and then you get that s'mores with the sticky. And listen, it's an amazing experience. Great family gathering opportunity. So we have those at all of our 5 nature centers going on. We also have night hikes happening. And the neat things about night hikes. So
you put a little white light on your head?
No, we try to keep the lights down. Why? Because we also offer the owl and campfire night walks at Bill Sadowski and Costello. And we've been very fortunate. We can't guarantee animal sightings, but we've been very fortunate to see screech owls out there. Night programs as well. We also offer bat walks. So Miami EcoAdventures has this little gadget that when we detect bats, this gadget actually tells you the identification of the bats, and we add that to our night walk. We just got confirmation that we do have bats living at the bat house at A.D. Barnes Park, because that canal is one of their feeding areas. So we're very excited, and we hope to bring those bat walks back to A.D. Barnes soon. So stay tuned for that. That's another great night adventure. We also have sunrise and sunset opportunities. Sunset.
Isn't there a song?
Is there a song? If not, I'm sure you'll make one up.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, because I live in the South, Deering Estate, these these photographers go out and take the sunrise off of Deering.
What a beautiful sight.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's one down south. What's the one down there? Homestead Bayfront Park.
Homestead Bayfront Park.
Too, but there's nothing more beautiful.
Well, all the parks offer beautiful full vistas for photographers, as well as if you are a bird watcher, if that's something of interest. Right now, it's the migratory birds, and we're getting great birders through the bird blogs, great species that are coming into these wildlife corridors for birds. So check that out.
What's that movie with
You're going to put me on the spot.
347? What is it when they did that movie? It's a comedy. They had the track of how many birds they watch in a year.
That I don't know, but I can tell you that Miami-Dade Parks, Deering, and the zoo, they track the Christmas count, and that's coming up where visitors and staff get together and they count the amount of birds that come during this Christmas holiday. That's getting ready to launch out as well.
And they come here not because of Christmas holiday, because it's very cold up in the north.
It is there. Yep.
And I'm not trying
flying
to
away from the north,
so
heading south.
So people, they go from New York or wherever up there, and they do like pit stops. They fly to Charlotte for the day, and how many days does it take them to come down? Do you know?
Man, what a great adventure. Well, if you are like me, one road trip and you stop at every park along the way, you might as well just take the year off if you're going to do that. But, a lot of our snowbirds, they do stay with us probably until March. That's our busy season. Right now, Larry and Penny with RV, we're currently in our busy season right now. The weather is beautiful out here, Grant.
The kayak, can you rent kayak? When's it kayak? Because I know you have glass kayaks. There's how many kayak locations? Almost everything on the bay has it, right?
So right now, our clear kayaks are launching out of Crandon Park. And this is critical because we want to make sure that you're able to see that beautiful seagrass that everyone talks about.
When you see seagrass, I mean seaweed?
It looks like a seaweed. It actually looks like grass, just flowing, but it's a beautiful habitat that is also an ecological indicator of how the quality of water is here in Miami. So right now with Biscayne Bay, we are really targeting the clear kayaks at Crandon so we could tell the Miami-Dade environmental story and really focus on the seagrass and the life and the water connections there. So clear kayaks are right now launching out of Crandon Nature Center.
Before the virus came in, I know it doesn't look like, but I do a boot camp, and they took me to Virginia Key. And then you got to go through that gate. You got to pay like $5 to get in. The view, because they have a bike path there and a walk path.
It's spectacular.
The view you're looking at, is it the Port of Miami? I can't remember. Is it Port of Miami?
Well, you see the skyline because that's on the same side of Crandon.
Yes, but you're closer to
the port side.
Yeah, and it's like, really? This is like another world that's the most hidden treasure.
It really is.
One of your parks, correct?
Well, you have that, once you enter these parks, you have those beautiful lines of trees, and then suddenly you're reminded of the beautiful city that we have around us.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. I mean, we exercised, and then I didn't run through that path.
Oh, that trail,
because I'm scared. These guys riding bikes are like mountain bike guys. Boom! But it was so beautiful, and I think they had a kayak post
out there. Yes, absolutely.
It is mind-boggling how beautiful our parks are. That a lot of us don't use it because we're too busy. There's no saying you're too busy to make a living to make any money, and sometimes we're so busy in our own community we forget how great it is. Again, we live in between two national parks, and
Miami-Dade Parks allows you to see Miami differently. So, you could hit the club by hitting our golf courses, right? You could visit waterways and green spaces, whether you like sports or nature activities. We really have something for everyone at Miami-Dade Parks. And this holiday season, go out there and enjoy these great green spaces and waterways. The weather is spectacular. And this is the opportunity to reconnect with nature, to reconnect with parks. Remember that Park Link is going to be your connection to park events, park programming, and coming up soon, this is your opportunity to, rent a shelter when we're up and ready. And I think we're going to get there. You said it earlier. We have vaccines on the way. Miami-Dade Parks is ready to really work on the new normal. And Park Link is going to be that connection for you where you could sign up for programs, including camps, events, rental opportunities, and right there at a click of a button, online, contact free, and make sure that you experience your parks through ParkLink.
Are they expensive? You know, these parks. Well, you know, I remember we pull in. It was like $4 or $5. Every park's different. Can you talk about some of these?
Every park is different. So some parks do have a parking fee. Other parks, especially our community parks, do not have a parking fee. Our program fee is very inexpensive. We have programs that start off at $4 for some walking tours.
When you do walking, is somebody there with you?
Well, if you have a naturalist, and that's considered a park program, there is a fee for that. But of course, you could self-discover parks and explore parks and the trails that they have on your own as well. But for park programs, specialty programs, events, there are fees. But let me tell you, they are so worth it. So worth it.
Maps and Hammock. It's host of one of the best restaurants in Dade County, Red Fish.
By Chef Adrian.
By Chef Adrian. But it's a beautiful park, Maps and Hammock. And just the pavilions, there was a scene that Flipper filmed there.
In fact, that's the first park in Miami-Dade County Park System.
Thank you for the Matheson family.
Yes. And that site, and you mentioned that the architecture of the pavilion, you have the marina there. Red Fish Grill is back by Chef Adrian, which is amazing. The fried fish by Chef Adrian.
Oh, I don't get in there. It's too hard. You must have, you show you the ID parks.
Oh, no. I wait and make my reservations as well. And it's well worth the wait. Yeah. Chef Adrian is amazing. And to have her at our park site is amazing. Another restaurant is La Playa Grill. Have you been there? Homestead Bayfront Park?
No.
Oh, great fish tacos. It's past my lunchtime.
I'm going to figure, hold on. This is 1972, 72.
Oh, you're
1972, I worked at Matheson Hammock. That was my first job in the concession stand. Yeah.
And we have great vendors there that do paddle boarding. We still have the Atoll pool there as well. We have trails. Atoll.
What's that?
So what happens during the 1930s, we were able to close off the they closed off the ocean and made a natural pool.
That used to be a bathhouse to be the Matheson Hammock.
That area there?
Yeah. That's originally what it was built for, the bathhouse.
Well, I can tell you after the bathhouse, that came that Atoll pool, and they created a swimming area. And you know why they built that?
Why?
To try to get barracudas out of the swimming area.
Okay.
And so it's a great history.
If you eat a red fish, if you're lucky to get into red fish, I haven't, but
you have to.
There is a sign inside talking about the Matheson Hammock history. And it's a beautiful facility, beautiful restaurant. The boating dock is beautiful.
Yeah, the marina there is great. Great mangrove. You have a great mangrove trail across Matheson. You have the trail there as well.
Yeah. So, and Matheson Hammock's a beautiful location, but all of them are beautiful. So, some of these things, they're very inexpensive. The kayaks, you go by 2 hours, 3 hours, right?
Yep. There are 2 hours experience. On a guided tour.
That's pretty cool.
We also
does a guided tour talk?
Absolutely. We stop. We gather up at certain areas of the waterway tour, and we share. And of course, we always stop if we see wildlife. Right now, the sightings of manatee is incredible in the canals. So we always make sure that we stop, we observe, we learn, and we also have cleanup bags on our kayaks. Again, we're stewards of our waterways and our land. Miami-Dade Parks knows that we have to be stewards of the land, and the waterways. So when you're on kayak and we see debris in the waterways, we will pick it up.
Okay, so all these things we're talking about, you go on the webpage and you can do it. ParkLink, Miami.
Miamidade.gov/parks.
Right.
And then you could book your adventure through ParkLink. But through that website, Grant, let's say you don't know what parks are around you. You can look up through the website according to the activities you like, any park activity, or if you know the park location and name, and you click on that park, it'll give you all the amenities and special park features as well.
All right, now for the other half of this world, Dade County Parks has a lot of baseball fields, had a lot of soccer. There's and a lot of the organizations. It's a what are they called?
CBOs.
CBOs, community based
Organizations, community-based organizations.
And I've been involved with a bunch of them. And you go from the south all the way up to the north. A lot of the parks is unbelievable. The CBOs are running football, they're running baseball, they're running lacrosse. And there's so many parks. I happen to be a baseball, football guy, and soccer guy. Tropical Park, that used to be called the racetrack. Am I correct? Did they buy that?
Someone mentioned that.
They bought that race time. Just to give you some history. So Tropical, people don't realize that used to be a racetrack. That's why there are still stalls there. But
we have the Equestrian Center.
Yes. Thank you to Senator Soto, who pushed that hard. And he built pushed the Westchester Community Center on the property.
The Cultural Arts Center.
But, Tropical Park is a great regional park. And before it was Coral Reef Park, that was a great regional park. And Dade County gave it to Palmetto Bay to be the steward of it. But there's so many parks that you guys have done in the north end. So the CBOs are running it. They're nonprofit organizations. They're running sports there. So Dade County Parks has two or three things. Recreation sports. Just recreation, just walking in the parks, and then you have the adventures, right?
Correct. So thanks to our CBOs, they're great partners, they're great stewards. Sports development is very important. Miami is known for their great sports, great athletes that have come through South Florida. So that's a priority with Miami-Dade County Parks. I mean, I'm sure there's tons of athletes that use our courts.
Didn't you have you had a U.S. Olympic guy working for you guys, Beam? Didn't you know that? Yeah, he's not. I think he just retired. He was a hurdler.
Wow.
Yeah, but yes, Dade County is known for its athletes, but Dade County is also known for a lot of things. But the Dade County Parks are doing a great job. Tamiami is a regional park. I mean, that's the host of the U Fair, host of a lot of baseball tournaments, a lot of softball tournaments, a lot of soccer tournaments, and it's the home of the Tamiami Colts.
Absolutely, Tamiami Colts.
And Mr. Hill, who was. His father ran it. Now the son, Jason Hill, has run it for, 40 years. And then used to be back there. You grew up in that area. The Westwood used to have a program. Remember that?
I don't remember that.
That was before your time. Yeah, Westwood and Tamiami used to compete.
Yeah, but sports development is critical for our youth. It's amazing. But we also have adult leagues for softball at Kendall Indian Hammocks. And now we have disc golf as well. So, we have so much to talk about. I need to come back.
Do you know Tommy Ray?
Of course. Who doesn't know Tommy Ray? Of course I know Tommy Ray.
I know Tommy Ray. Tommy Ray and I have been friends forever. He can fix your field in about 5 minutes.
He sure can.
And Indian Hammocks is the home of adult softball. Chapman used to have softball until the disaster happened. I'd love to have you come back, but this is your show. I like to come back as your assistant. So let's wrap it up.
Fanny from the park is taking over the Grant Miller session.
Babe.
I'm in.
Okay. So can we get some music, Tommy? And then you're going to close it out. You're going to look over that camera and this closes out. Wait, you know what this song is?
Walking on Sunshine?
Oh, yes. All right, closes out.
All right, Miami, we are closing out today, but we will be back with Miami-Dade Parks, where you could see Miami differently and live a park life today, tomorrow, and always with Grant Miller, who is a great park supporter. See you real soon.